Walters. Newsom owes apology for Ed's failings. If Governor Gavin Newsom was humble enough to declare, he would be long enough to personally apologize to the hundreds of thousands of Californians who continue to suffer from the collapse of the Employment Development Department's management, while suspending his California comeback campaign. Yes, as Newsom constantly reminds us, the threat from COVID-19 is diminishing and the state's devastated economy is slowly recovering. Nonetheless, California has the second highest unemployment rate in the United States, with well over 1 million California workers still unemployed, many of whom are unemployed if their applications can be resolved. It is a target. Journalists writing about financial issues, including you, are constantly receiving emails from frustrated complainants who are unable to answer the phone or freeze their profits for unexplained reasons. The long message from Lindsay is typical of a SAD syndrome. She worked for a travel agency before she was fired last year, and has been dealing with and trying to deal with Ed's bureaucracy ever since returning to part-time work. Passage. I didn't get the repayment for the last 6.5 weeks. I went without a dime until April 22nd. During this time I lost double my car insurance and could celebrate Christmas and buy gifts. I didn't. I couldn't pay the rent. I couldn't actually eat. I rarely bring home $600 twice a month from work. It took less than a week to realize that I hadn't received any money from EDD after my last repayment. I think it was because I had this $1,500 back pay deposited. I think EDD to make sure you randomly disqualified your 2-week salary for no reason. You actually calculated the fact that you missed the 2 weeks you just logged into your certified unemployment insurance account. It wasn't. It was sent to me or by email. But this happened without notifying my employer. The EDD problem first surfaced 14 months before the economy was closed by Newsom's state of emergency, and Newsom promised to fix them. We have to meet at that moment, he told reporters at the time. We need to provide more support, but in reality, glitches continued and steadily deteriorated. According to the latest EDD bulletin, there are nearly 230,000 outstanding claims, which have recently increased and have not decreased. When Newsom launched the California comeback campaign in March with a gorgeously choreographed governor's speech, he apparently meant blunting a recall campaign aimed at short-circuiting his political career. He touted progress on pandemic restraint and economic reconstruction. Our hopeful vision for our bright future is the basis of the decisions we make today. We believe rather than fear. Put optimism rather than pessimism. Power is in our hands. But Newsom also didn't mention the unresolved crisis at EDD, which he promised to repair almost a year ago. The revised state budget, released in May, states, the pandemic exposes much of ED's outdated process and outdated infrastructure, delaying access to unemployment benefits for many Californians. It became impossible. Everyone, including Newsom, knew it over a year ago. EDD then distributed billions of dollars to fraudsters. But unemployed workers like Lindsay suffered financial stress because they couldn't fulfill their promises. Send an email to Dan Walters of CALMatters, dan@commodores.org. CALMatters is a nonpartisan, nonprofit journalism venture that works to explain California's policies and politics. For other columns by Walters, commodores.org commentary, Dan Walters. Newsom owes apology for Ed's failings. Opinion source link Dan Walters. Newsom owes apology for Ed's failings.